Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Only Football, and welcome to the first day of spring as we enter the final round of World Cup qualifications. A little trouble here. Pardon me. Come on, you son of a bitch. Cheers.
Cheers.
How you doing?
I already looking forward to next year. That's all we can do, right? Cheers to our teams crashing out together.
Yeah. In style, you might have actually outdone us somehow.
Of course we did.
But we'll get right into Juve in a second. So yeah, we're basically today more or less just a quick recap on Juve, just discuss what's going on there. Since our last episode was the day United lost and leading into Juve, and then it's going to be a lot of World Cup qualification talk, spanning the globe, as almighty world-renowned footballing giants Qatar await some minnows. The fate of a few minnows, such as Ghana, Nigeria, Egypt, Senegal, Italy, Portugal, Turkey,
Sweden,
Colombia, Chile. Those teams that have done nothing.
Not lived up to the hype. Well, not hype, but teams that you would expect to easily go through are struggling. But that's every qualification, right? And that's why they have it.
Yeah, well, I mean, good for Qatar since they didn't have to, and they never have.
But yeah, well, at least I just hope it's a good World Cup. That's all I can ask for.
Yeah, for sure. But we're months away from that, and as I said, as I open up with, we still have this final round, not including the play-ins in June, mid-June. So Mike, let's go with Juve for a bit, and I mean, I watched the first again. PL schedules Liverpool at the same time.
Yeah, but it's Champions League.
I know.
Excuse.
No
excuse. You know where the view should have been. Well, it's a good thing you didn't watch Juve, but
I watched them for the first 15, 20 minutes, and they missed some really good chances. They created some great chances. That one, who was it? Was it Morata who cut off?
Oh, Quadrado.
Who's coming in to slide that home. What? He had so much time. He saw him.
Yeah.
Too.
It was just overall bad performance. I know we hit the bar. Had a great quality chances at the beginning, but if you don't finish, that's the name of the game.
But then after that, because then I went back and watched the highlights. I didn't see anything from them.
Second half, no.
The rest of the match.
The second half was just Juve moving it side to side for about 30 minutes, 35 minutes, doing nothing.
Yeah.
Of course, Villarreal set up. They had their plan. Obviously, the first half it wasn't going to plan. Whatever Unai Emery said at half, it worked. They were compact, didn't really break down, didn't let any short passes through, just played around. And Juve seemed pretty happy. Allegri did, at least. Didn't make any changes. I get that you're trying to break him up, but at some point you got to just put direct balls into Vlahovic. If he's not touching the ball for 5-10 minutes, what's the point of having him out there, unless if you're defending a lead? But, send the long balls, direct balls. You know what? You might not always get it, but at least you're keeping the defense honest.
Yeah.
And, maybe they step back a bit. That creates more room inside for you to break down with the pass. But that was nothing. Emery made the first changes. A sub came on, drew a penalty, and going down 1-0, Szczesny almost saved it. But
should have saved it. I know it's a pen, but he should have saved it.
But it was a bad. It was all right. I don't blame Szczesny. I blame more Rugani for giving away a foul like that.
Fair play. I'm not putting too much on the keeper, but I think some onus needs to be taken. But yeah, Rugani was very sloppy. Has not been taking his chances. That man, getting loaned out everywhere, which way and that. And you guys had some injuries, an aging back line, and he's been thrust into it, and he hasn't answered the call.
Yeah, and Allegri finally makes the first change after they score, but it's too late. Bad marking on a corner and game over, just like that.
The wheels came off, man. The wheels after that for the pen, the wheels slowly came off. It was too bad. I was like, I had 1-1. I was like, Villarreal scored 1-0, 15 minutes left. All right, come back in, switch it, and then Torres is celebrating like Torres didn't take that penalty. There's no that must be his second goal.
Yeah, man, it was a second goal. Awful goal, but what we deserve, 4 straight years losing. Well, not the Ajax year, but losing to, I guess you could still say, lesser opponents that we should be beating. Is it time to look within? Obviously. Is it time to look above? I think it is too.
But what are you getting rid of internally?
Something's got to change. I know you can't keep blaming the coach.
Is it also doom and gloom though? You haven't lost in the league since November?
But we're still fourth. So it's
you guys got to a terrible start.
Yeah,
and you completely turned it around.
We got to look forward to next season. Hopefully, we finish the season strong and in a comfortable fourth place. I still don't think we're going to win the league. Maybe we can jump.
I'm surprised you even said that.
Well, I'm just being honest. Maybe
so the hope is there for you.
Maybe for third or second.
What was with the win the league comment? That's definitely not like you. You're definitely like
we're not going to win the league. I said.
I know, but it looks like we're not going to win the league. I'm surprised that those words even uttered from your mouth. You know, you set the bar really low when it comes to expectations, and
they've lived up. They hit every one still.
Even though you have a glimpse. Hello, Pepper. Even though you have a glimpse of it, like I don't see it either. I'm just surprised that you actually even ushered out of those words.
Our focus should be next year on how we're going to play, who we're going to get to fill the voids.
Well, let's talk about
that. What do you want to talk about? The Dybala news? Is that
Well, you said it. So let's open up Dybala, which came out today, that they have officially just let talks go, and Dybala is going to be walking.
Yes. They met for 2 hours. I don't know how it took 2 hours to decide that.
Oh, it's probably tough. He's been there for, 7 years? He's done a lot for that club. He's been injured a decent amount as well, and
6 years. But yeah, he's been injured for most of it, for most crucial times. So out of the last 4 years, 900 total possible minutes.
I think it's 7.
7.
I think he got third in 2015.
No, he wasn't there in after the Champions League when we lost to
the first
Barca.
Time.
He came the year after. So yeah, 15, 16. But yeah, he's played 337 minutes of a possible 900 in the Champions League knockout stages. So pretty much a third. We're paying him how much? And he was the focus of our team pretty much for the last few, besides Ronaldo, he was the focus. And, I would like to keep him, but I think the offer of 6.5 with incentives to make it 10.5 was very reasonable, seeing how he's always injury prone.
Yeah.
He wants more, go get it elsewhere.
Yes.
Right? And you know what? If it will suck if he stays healthy, but from what I've seen in the last 4 years, he came out hot. He was healthy and he was our best player probably. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And now he's not always healthy. He's still good, but it's like, oh my God, don't go into a tackle. Please don't get hurt. And most of the injuries aren't even like physical injuries. They're mostly like muscle tears. It's like, must be the training, like maybe change the grass at the training ground. I don't know. But like they should be.
I don't think you necessarily want to.
Well, you got to look at all the things now, because as a whole club, you got to say, why do we keep losing at this mark? Right. And now we're slipping in the league. So what's going on? If you see a leak, you don't just wait till it's a friggin' flood, right? You fix it when it's small. And I think for years now, we haven't been fixing it, just relying on our standards. So,
well, how's bringing in Antonio Rudiger?
That would be great, but who knows?
Pepper, we got Pepper in the chat too. Says he feels for you.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like it's more or less done. It's not official, but it's
verbal agreement. But anything could happen between you and now and June. And
absolutely,
if a bigger clubs comes up with more money, who's going to pay?
Do you think this?
Verbal agreement.
Not...
I won't believe it until he has a jersey on, right? Verbal agreements. We've heard so many times, like, oh, they've agreed to personal terms, and then boom, what do you know? He goes to another.
Pepper
team.
Doesn't want to lose Rudiger. You're losing Rudiger. I'm sorry. If it's Juve or not,
you're losing.
You're losing him because I think I was talking to someone, and I'm not sure of the numbers, so maybe you can verify this.
It's 6.5 for him.
So what's that come to a week? Because I think. Do you actually think, Pepper? Do you actually think you guys can toil in your foolishness? Do you actually think because Chelsea? I think he just wanted what 220.
Something like that.
Something like that, and they wouldn't meet that. And when you have Lukaku on 300, even if Lukaku was actually hitting the heights that he was supposed to, that's your best center back. Paying, just asking for $220K a week. This is just where we're at in terms of football and sport, but you know what I mean. If you've got Lukaku on 300+ K a week, and then who has been your best center back for over a year, and that manager who has brought the best out of him in that time, and he's asking for $220K a week, and you look around the league at what other players are on, I think that's a no-brainer. And they've never met that, So I think it's fair for Rudiger to walk. I think he likes Chelsea. I think he'd like to stay, but for whatever reason, they just weren't bringing that money. Maybe the new owners come in time and they hash something out. But right now, it looks like he's going to Juventus
or just leaving in general. But most likely, if he is going to leave, it will be Juventus. Sorry, I would love him. Obviously, I'm not going to deny him.
He wants Real though. Like he did for the longest time. Like he wanted Real. So
because he knew they could match his request, right?
Yeah,
they've seen what they're paying Alaba. He's like, I could get at least half of what Alaba's getting.
Oh well, yeah, easily. I think he's marking like 250 to 250 if he's going there.
Yeah.
Okay, but let me put this to you. Where did Rudiger come from?
Well, Jorginho too has been linked with Juve as well, but if Chelsea decides to re-sign him, then he will stay with Chelsea. That's what he said. But if they decide to move on, Juve is the team most likely.
Okay.
Christian's Barca, right?
Too, yeah,
he's doing Barca, right?
Barca's really just like picking up some good, solid players. Nothing like no players that will floor you. Some players that you thought were on the way out, and they're really gelling right now. Is Xavi Ollie 2.0?
We'll see.
No, we will see. But Jorginho does not need to leave. Pepper says Jorginho can go, but he's a proper legend in my eyes. I don't see why you're looking to lose any of that midfield. That's a great rotation you have there. Keeping that in there. Okay. Now, where did Rudiger come from? Cologne?
He was in Roma for a bit.
He was at Roma. Okay. That's right. Yeah, he went to Roma. Yeah, so I think maybe it's Cologne first and then he went to Roma. But yes, it was Roma. Now, he's playing in back four in those teams, I believe. But Chelsea under Lampard, it's Lampard too. All right, so it's like I'm not knocking Rudiger here, really, but I just want to pose this to you. That was in a back four when he was not playing at his best and also not even cracking the team. Switch to a back three, 2 wing backs. Is that, if Juve bring him in, is that what you're going to be looking at there?
No, he'd be a center back.
It's going to be a back four.
Yeah.
Right?
I would be shocked if Allegri does 3 at the back.
No, and I wouldn't want him to, too. And I would expect Rudiger to at least definitely grown in confidence in the last year and a half, especially. But, him and De Ligt, does that maybe worry you? Should Rudiger come in and it's like, maybe he doesn't reach the heights that he did at Chelsea without that back three.
No, because he's used to Syria. He's used to Syria.
Yeah. He's pacey, strong.
The odd time where Tuchel does play 4 at the back, he is a center back. Mm-hmm. So I think he's just full of confidence right now. Yeah. And why wouldn't he be? So I think confidence goes a long way. He'll be fine. If he was coming from when Lampard was coach and he wasn't being used, and now we're asking him to be a center back, then I'd be a bit more worried. But now he can play it all. And even with Germany, sometimes he still plays in center back too.
Brian A. Will Manchester United win Champions League?
Not before Juve. So a while.
Whoever this Brian character is, I think he's just trying to kick me in the balls right now. I think he's referring to this season.
Oh, you mean 4th place? Or
no, I think he's just taking
10 years. 10 years for Juve or Man U. We'll be there. We will be there, trust me. If we can get Rudiger, great. If we can get another center midfielder who can do something, maybe. But we still need more signings. Hopefully Chiesa comes back. We're going to have to find a new trident, because Chiesa, Dybala, Vlahovic was the goal.
Yep.
Now it's Vlahovic, Chiesa, and we gotta spend that money.
Who else does Fiorentina have coming through the squad?
No, we gotta wait 2 years. We gotta wait another year.
Absolutely. Okay, quickly before we
Chiesa's brother, it's apparently better than him.
Oh, whoa! I love Chiesa.
And he's like 16, 17, and he's lefty.
Interesting. Where's he right now?
Fiorentina.
Okay.
So he's up and coming. He's up and coming.
Give him a year and a half. Okay. So quickly, I got one question for you after Pepper. Are you happy with Morata?
Not as a starter, but if he stays,
you keep him around.
Yeah, I don't
Giroud vibes.
Yeah, I don't mind him, but you know, he is wasteful at times, and it is frustrating watching him. But you know what? It's like he's used to it. We know what he's going to be. I'm not really expecting more of him, better of him, right? He'd be a good sub to have.
Yeah. No. That's fine. I mean, like if you're not able to bring in another striker in the offseason, then try to keep him around. Although I think he might want to leave.
If he wants more money, go, but I don't think he'll get it.
Yeah. Morata is better than Lukaku, says Brian A. That depends. Depends
what league, but
depends what league. Absolutely.
Yeah. Both in EPL, no.
Yes. and then we go to Serie A. You got to give to Lukaku. So.
Yeah. But I would take Lukaku over Morata.
So would I. And I don't like Lukaku. Now, okay, where do you think Dybala goes?
Well, if he's smart, he doesn't go to England.
I agree. City would be the only team. Yeah. City would be the only team because
but they're going to get Haaland. They don't need him.
No, I know, but he can play in that 10. He can still play in that 10.
You're going to put Dybala over?
No. That's okay. I know. But he loves to rotate anyway, right? So if Dybala is willing to take a hit in his game time. Which, you know what, he's injured a lot, like maybe just like being on a team where he's rotated a lot, a top team that like camps out on opposition boxes. Maybe that's
if he's getting injured in Serie A, he's going to get injured in EPL.
I know. For me, it's Barca or PSG. If I'm him, those are the two teams I'm choosing between. And PSG are going to lose Mbappe, and a good chance they're going to lose. A decent chance they're going to lose Neymar. It seems like Messi. So? It seems like Messi's staying.
Well, it would be stupid for them to get rid of Messi.
No, I know, but I don't. But I'm saying like
unless if he goes back to Barca,
but it doesn't seem like Messi's going to push and move. Dybala seems like a soy boy, says Brian. Yeah.
Well, Naldum's probably going to leave.
A little. I mean, I like Dybala. But he is a little soft, and maybe Liga is another one where he can just kind of pad some stats, bring Marcus Rashford in there too, and. Those three can win the league and crash out of Champions League.
Do you think he becomes a villain and goes to Inter?
Dybala? Yeah. No. No, I think Barca or PSG for me. That's where I see him.
Good on him. But doesn't Messi want to go back to Barca now?
I was reading, and you know what? It's all paper talk, right? But it seems like apparently from what I saw that Barca's looking to actually. Sorry, Messi's like I'll see at the contract. But that could change in a heartbeat. You could force that in a second.
Well, who sees? But thank God this Juve segment's done. We're
really got into it there.
Is
Rashford overrated? No, because he's terrible.
Well, yes. I to answer the question directly, yes. They should have sold him years ago.
You know what? When we didn't sell him, I was okay with it. He really started falling. Injuries. Getting forced into matches took its toll, but then he got his surgery, and you know what? The guy has no IQ. Let's not today. All right.
I think he just needs can we fresh beginning. I think he needs a fresh beginning somewhere else.
I agree, and I'm fine with that. And if he does well, so good on him. I mean, sometimes teams need to let players go for their own sake. I mean, look at Aubameyang, perfect example. Arsenal need to let him go. He wasn't giving his all, which you can see with Rashford, and Obama needed a fresh start. And look at him, Obama. Yeah. No, Pepper. It hasn't been that tough. All right, because it was more or less expected. So there we go. Okay, now let's just get into internationals. Mike, let's open with Canada. Let's start with Canada.
What does there say? We qualified.
Not yet.
We've qualified.
No.
Okay, I'm already booking it there.
Qatar, I want top spot.
Yes. What, to maybe get pot 2?
Is that even possible?
Or pot 3? Sorry, pot 3. Pot 3.
We would get pot 3, though, right?
Yeah, we would. We're 4 points up, and Mexico and USA play each other. So if that game's in a tie, we got first. I'm calling it.
That is nice. That is true. That is true. And it very well easily could end in a tie. But we have some tricky ones.
Well, Costa Rica, Panama,
and Panama.
Yeah.
Jamaica, I think we should
watch. If we get 4 points, we're fine. 4 points and we're fine. Well, 5 points for sure.
Qatar, here we come. The Reggae Boys. We forgot about the Reggae Boys. Huh?
The Jamaica? I think the Jamaica is referring.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. No, because we didn't. We just. I'm confident that we'll win that match. I don't even see like the likes of Mikel Antonio or Leon Bailey coming for that match.
Which is great for us. But I think we'll set it down. We'll set the tone in the first game, getting a win
against Costa Rica.
Yeah,
I think we're going to draw that.
No, I think we're going to try and win that game to set up like a finale home game. Like if we win this, we win the group and we come first, right? I think the goal is to clinch first at home, and I think we're going to get a great result. And then the Jamaica game will just be riding on confidence. I see we can play or whatever the last game. I think that's the goal. Our B team, everyone gets their first cap. Plays.
No, if what happens, if what you're saying comes to fruition,
yes, I think that's the goal, and I think we can do it.
Okay, but then if you're saying it comes to fruition, I still go for a perfect, a lossless anyway. Qualification, and don't rotate too much in the third.
No,
against Panama on the road too. No. Then you're gonna get walked.
Yeah, but we clinch first.
Fine. I personally think we're gonna draw against Costa Rica.
Would you rather go undefeated and possibly come second, or
no, absolutely not.
And have a loss?
I just don't think we're gonna beat Costa Rica. I don't.
Because they have everything to play for.
Absolutely, and they're at home.
Yeah, but I'll only be worried if Brian starts.
Brian's coming on no matter.
But if he doesn't start, then I'm not that fearful. But
I'm going 1-0 in that match.
1-0? Come on, Max. 2-0.
Michael, don't even lecture me on not having faith in Canada. Back in November when we had in the Edmonton matches, you're like, oh, it'll be okay. I'll be really happy with 4 points. We're not going to beat the States or Mexico. We're not going to Mexico. Hey. Mexico. So please, when really really counted, who had their back more?
You did. But I'm riding high on this confidence. Fonzie won't be playing. I highly doubt he'll play any.
It's not the Wu flu. It's his heart. But no, he's back, but he hasn't traveled. Yeah. He hasn't traveled.
He's still doing individual training.
Exactly. But he's healthy. He should be back come the return for Bayern, which is good. Which is a good sign. Okay, let's close with Europe. So let's just quickly. South America's kind of tough. It looks like Chile and Colombia are likely both out. I would say Chile.
One of them for sure.
There's a chance that both could make it, but that's like very, very slim. And Chile have Brazil on the road and Uruguay at home. Colombia have a couple walks actually. They should 6 points that they need to get, and then rely on other people, other teams. They have Bolivia; they're at home for that, and then they're on the road to Venezuela. That's favorable for Colombia, but it's still tough because you got Peru in fifth for the playing spot, 2 points ahead of Chile, 4 points ahead of Colombia.
But they have to play Brazil and Argentina?
No, they have Uruguay on the road and Paraguay at home. So it's actually not looking bad for Peru at all. I'm not even sure the last time they made the World Cup.
Last World Cup?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, in 2018.
Stop.
They were in France's group, weren't they?
Who?
Wasn't it Denmark, France, Peru, and Uruguay? No. I'm pretty sure they were in last World Cup.
Panama was.
Peru was too. I'm pretty sure it was Russia. Pretty sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll take your word for it. If Pepper or Mr. Brian want to shed some light on that, if they do know, please feel free. Or you can just look it up. But I'm not too fussed either way. So a couple Chile and Colombia, especially, teams that you kind of usually see in the World Cup, and good chance that they're both out. Now, on to Africa. There's some massive matchups. We already have Cote d'Ivoire eliminated. And then you've got Egypt and Senegal.
Rematch of the finals.
Farmers will win. says Brian.
I hope they do.
I'm fine. Is it Colombia? Is it talking about Peru? Peru wasn't Russia. There you go.
Yeah.
Who makes better coffee, Colombia or Peru? I think it's pretty close. I'm not a coffee drinker.
I thought he was referring to
Colombia.
To Colombia for sure.
Yeah, I would have gone. I would have gone to blow personally, but I'm definitely a little more seasoned than that than coffee. I don't really drink coffee. Okay. But then no, Mike, we're forgetting one too. We were talking about Ghana, Nigeria, Egypt, Senegal. There's also Cameroon, Algeria.
Yeah.
Like there are three of, I would say, the top four most noted African national teams that are playing each other. And then you have Cote d'Ivoire already out. Meanwhile, you got
Mali and Tunisia, and Morocco and Congo.
Morocco's good.
Congo's not bad too.
Is Davies from Congo? Or is he from Ghana? Or am I wrong on both accounts?
I'm not entirely sure with that.
I want to say Congo. Okay, all right, Brian. Thank you. I honestly coffee is not. It's not.
It's the second thing for Colombia, right?
So, yeah, as far as I'm concerned. Okay. Yeah. So Egypt Senegal rematch. It's 2 legs. Remember, it is home and away here. Let's open with Egypt Senegal rematch of the final. Rematch of the final of the AFCON, the biannual AFCON, which is. Please stop. But I personally, Senegal is just front to back, a much better team. And this is over 2 legs. Egypt's smash and grab kind of team. They almost smash and grab the whole tournament.
No, with the extra time in every group stage or every knockout.
Yeah.
It eventually got to them.
And that's what I mean. And maybe you can do that in one match, but over 180 minutes, I don't see it myself. And Salah might be out.
I think he'll be there. He'll be fine. He's been rested. I don't think the injury is that bad. I really don't. I expect him to play both. Will he be effective? I don't know, but I expect him to play both.
He's an island. He's an island on that team. Over the span of legs. You know what? I'm going to say Egypt don't even score. I'm going to go 3-0 Senegal.
In aggregate?
Yeah.
No, Egypt will score. It'll be one close game and one not so close game. I think it'll be.
Egypt's at home for the first, so they got to make that one count.
Yeah. I think Senegal are the better team and should prevail. It just sucks that they have to face each other.
Pepper says Senegal are clear favorites. Top 5 goalkeeper, agreed, and top 3 striker or winger. I hope he's referring to Ismail Sarr.
Mane?
He's clearly referring to Mane. He's not top 3
in the world.
Maybe on Liverpool.
In the world?
No way, Pepper. No, come on.
No.
Mendy, yeah, I can get behind that.
Yes.
I can absolutely get behind that. But no, I like Mane. Mane's very.
They also have Koulibaly, right?
They have Koulibaly.
Yeah.
They have.
Do they have Kessié?
Pape Sarr, who hasn't actually been.
Do they have Kessié? No, Kessié.
In the world, Pepper says, no, Kessié is from Cote d'Ivoire.
Oh, but do they have a Idrissa Gana Gueye then?
I believe so.
Okay.
And they've got a squad. They have let's take a quick peek. They have Bouanassar. They have Bouanassar as well. There's Gay, Kouyaté, Napolis Mendy. There's Pape Sarr Metz, who's actually on Spurs, but they just sent him back on loan.
Hairline. You guys really think he's in the top 5 in the world, eh?
Mane top 5 hairline.
I think barely makes it.
That's a 5 head, and that's understatement. I think it's a 6 head. Actually.
So we're just talking about wingers, right? Even if we're talking about wingers, I still don't know if he's top 3 in the Premier League.
No, I don't think he is. I don't think he is. I think I rate Foden over him on the wing as well.
I'd put Mahrez over him.
So would I.
I would put Son over him.
So would I.
Would you put Son over him?
Yeah. Yeah, I would. I would put Marcus Rashford over him.
No. Okay. You got me. You got me good. You got me good.
Luis Diaz. Honestly, it's early days for Diaz, Brian. It is. But in a year's time, we'll talk. Jota.
Yeah, I was going to say
put Jota on the wing. I know he's playing that false 9 left, but
He's been bagging him.
Anyway,
He's been bagging him.
Ghana, Nigeria, Pepper. I discovered today that you are of Ghana descent.
Ghanese.
Is it It's not
Ghanese, right?
Ghanese.
I don't know. Maybe you let us know.
Type it out.
So
Get
we
the
don't.
phonetics in there, please. But anyway, so Ghana, Nigeria, interesting. It's just not enough quality for me with the Ghana squad right now. It's good, but
like better back in the day.
Oh, absolutely. That's
when I get older.
That's not even a question. So I was looking at the squad and like no one really was leaping out at me. So I just feel like there's Partey, and that's like really. And there's Jordan Ayew, which does not
Andre Ayew too.
Does not excite. Yes, but neither excite me. It's
Nigeria have what? Iheanacho. Don't they have what's his name?
They definitely have Iheanacho. They have Ndidi, but he might be out, which is a big loss. If Ndidi is indeed if early May he is out. So that's a big loss. That's I would say the best player, but he's been injured so much. He's been ravaged.
The Wobie, right? Don't they have a Wobie too?
They have yes, they have a Wobie. They do have a Wobie. And they have Chukwueze actually, who's been in pretty good form for Villarreal. Yeah. Decent form.
Killed us the first game. Oh, Igalo.
Yeah. I'm gonna edge it to Nigeria. That's I'm sorry, Pepper, but Igalo, who could United legend? Am I right? Come on.
I'm gonna go Ghana. I'm gonna go with the Black Stars.
Okay. I wouldn't mind it at all. I really wouldn't. I really wouldn't. Okay.
I'm rocking with you.
Let's let's go on to quickly Cameroon, Algeria, and I'm gonna give it to Algeria just off the top.
I think
they had
after
a really
that
bad tournament. Though.
Exactly.
Is that sticking from them?
I think there's no way they can have a bad tournament and a bad qualifier. Right? I think.
Why? Why not?
It'd be really bad on them.
It was a terrible tournament.
I think
Cameroon made the semis. Am I wrong?
Yes.
I feel like I'm underrating Cameroon a little bit.
They're good.
You got Onana. You got Matip. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Why is Matip on this list on this team? It's fucking insane. Choupo-Moting. Watch out.
Oh, right. Actually, wait. Oh, is it Ivory Coast that has Holler?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. I know Cote d'Ivoire really just missing out there. I don't even know that one's kind of a toss up.
No,
Algeria. I think Mara's is he's ready. He's ready. He's ready to go. Okay, let's get to Europe, buddy. All right.
No Asia.
Australia's not gonna. Australia's gonna have to do a play-in. That's where we're at.
Yeah, that's pretty much. And Europe. It's pretty much 2 teams we're going to talk about, right? Well, we'll talk about 4, but the main focus on 2. So should we keep those 2 for last?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, there's still some big matchups there, man. Sweden, Czech Republic intrigues me.
Yeah. Scotland, Ukraine, that's postponed, right? What's going on with that?
I don't know.
Because I know Russia's out.
I don't know.
Russia's out, right?
But explain to me why. Is this like a? And I'm not trying to be insensitive, but in terms of the footballing sense, all these footballers are still playing. Secondly, they're on the road to Scotland for this match, so I know why it's postponed, but just logistically and in terms of timing, I just don't really see it, especially because all these guys are still playing anyway.
Yes,
right.
It might have to be moved to June.
Yeah.
Actually, know what happened to the other half of that?
Exactly. So Poland's just sitting there waiting.
They were all in the same group?
Yeah. So Poland got
Russia, Poland. Oh,
Scotland.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That's just funny how it worked out.
Actually, did I fuck that up? I might have fucked that up. Hold on a second. Fixtures. Putin does not approve. No. No, I was wrong. I'm sorry. Poland's waiting on Sweden, Czech Republic. So Wales, Australia would be waiting on Scotland. Austria.
Okay.
8.4%, man.
No, yeah. If it was, I thought it was postponed because it was scheduled in Ukraine first. And then I was like, I guess they don't want to. Yeah, that's weird then.
Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it myself. Because they're also playing. But Sweden, Czech Republic.
That should be a good one.
Alexander Isaac, a player who's really. I've followed him quite closely. Like when Dortmund brought him in from, I think, Malmo, I was like, okay, this guy's very intriguing. And then Dortmund literally had him for a year, maybe a year and maybe two, and he doesn't really break into the squad. But they brought him to Holland and then they just sold him to Sociedad. I'm like, okay, for peanuts. It's like, hey, that's a great pickup. And then sure enough, the guy torches it. And I would say that his Isaac is a FIFA legend. I'm not surprised. I haven't had a FIFA game since Isaac was probably coming in, so I'm not surprised.
On everyone's team.
Yeah. But that even when last year when he was really hitting the heights, they were asking for 70, 80 million, even maybe in January when Arsenal was looking at him. I was like, that's still too much. Even at the end of last season, I wouldn't be paying that for him. He hasn't done enough. And sure, this season he's been quiet. He does a lot with the ball and off the ball. He's a complete player. He's got his pace is a threat. His control is good. He does have good vision, link up play. But he's it's been quiet this year. I think he's working on 3 goals, 1 assist in the league or something like that. It's not pretty.
Yeah, it's sophomore slump maybe. But I think Sweden has the talent to get through this. Although I know Czech Republic did have a good Euros, I think the overall talent on Sweden is just a lot better. You don't think so?
Not necessarily, Mike. Not necessarily. I mean,
they always get the job done.
It might edge them. It might edge them. But Lindelof doesn't do bad for Sweden, and he doesn't do bad when he's not beside Maguire. In his defense, but the Czech have a really, really good core and a lot of players that play together in the Czech league. And you can kind of foo-foo that if you want. You see Sparta Prague Slavia Prague making a couple good runs in the last couple of Europa leagues.
Yeah.
And so that chemistry's there. And then you have Thomas Souček right there in the heart of the midfield, who can definitely break up play and then be a threat on set pieces. And Adam, and one guy, if you guys don't know about him, Adam Hlojek, Sparta Prague as well, youngster. I'd say he's a striker. I'd say he's probably making a move this summer. I think maybe even could have last summer. But I think he'll definitely be
but playing beside Schick or just getting into it as a sub.
I think he could play off the wing. I think if they really want to go for it, they can play off the wing. But he's definitely a good weapon to have. And then you have Patrick Schick, who I think if Lewandowski leaves Bayern, I think that's Bayern's replacement. And I think he'll just take the mantle with ease. I'm going to take the Czech.
No, I still got Sweden. I got to stick with my boy Kulusevski.
I don't know. We're doing $20 on each of these. What are we doing here?
I don't know.
20 on each. We got you got Ghana. I've got Nigeria, and then I've got the Czech. You've got
wait. We both have Algeria.
No, Nigeria.
Oh, sorry.
I have Nigeria. You have Ghana.
Yes.
I have the Czech. You have Sweden.
Yeah.
2 handshakes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We could have just won for whatever.
It's official now.
And then that's it.
Where would Lua go? You know what? That's a good question, man. There's been all these Real links which make no sense to me. I don't get it. I don't really get it either. I don't think he should leave.
No, I don't think. Why would you?
Why would he? He wants another challenge. I get that. And if Real was calling, and it made sense, but it doesn't make sense for Real. You're bringing Mbappe. They could be bringing Holland, and then you have.
Does it go to PSG for the money? It says maybe I can bring them a Champions League.
PSG might make sense, or Inter.
He's saying PSG too. Yeah.
Does Inter make any Does Inter maybe?
We could have another 35-year-old striker.
Listen, man. All right, Brian. Okay, get this. All right, listen. If Ronaldo was at swap Lewandowski and Ronaldo this year. All right, put Lewandowski in the United team, put Ronaldo in their team, in Bayern's team. Ronaldo's he's on 30 goals already if he's at Bayern this year. How many does he have for United? And that crap squad with no service. 16, 17, all competitions? Come on. Come on. I think no more. I think
it has
18.
to be
I think he's got
PSG.
18.
It have to be PSG though. So where else would he go?
Yeah. Like Milan or Inter, maybe like Zlatan and Giroud kind of leave, or like Dzeko. Dzeko's been okay. I don't know.
Unless he wants a real challenge, he goes to Arsenal. But Arsenal wouldn't take him, I don't think, right? They'd be dumb not to, but I think they're going Project Youth.
They're going. I get that, but like maybe make the exception for like, is that a stopgap? Is that it's not a stopgap. It's like, you're pushing for a couple of years. Like they have momentum. Keep Lacazette on the bench. Keep Lacazette and bring Lewandowski for 2 years. See what happens.
Yeah, but PSG would have to be the move.
I see, but I've heard no mention of him wanting to go there. It's all been Real. Okay. Italy will walk North Macedonia.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
was hoping that you wanted to put another 20 on that.
No, the Turkey-Portugal game is really exciting.
It's interesting.
And interesting now because of all the injuries.
Not foo-fooing Turkey whatsoever.
You still think Portugal will win? It's going to be a tight one.
Okay. Pepper, they get Lewandowski, and I think they contend playing the current Moo ball they play. Who are we referencing there?
Moo ball? Is he talking about Arteta?
Maybe. I think Arsenal have looked quite lively myself. Don't think Arsenal would pay the big bucks, cheap club. Are they turning the tide there? I mean, like we're talking. I figure something Marina, but like which?
They don't really play move ball.
I don't think so. I don't think so at all. I think they're really well organized for what they have. And yeah, I think they've looked quite quick paced lately. So I think they're really gelling. Arsenal, that is. But in terms of the money with Arsenal, are they turning a corner, or are they scouting better? I think they've definitely been scouting a lot better. What would Lewandowski be willing to take for as pay at the age of 35? Is $200,000 a week reasonable? In his eyes, 2 years, $200,000 a week. I think Arsenal. I don't necessarily think they'd be that cheap to not do something like that. But I don't know if he'd.
No, he would take
it. It's like if he can do PSG, especially with potentially an Exodus there. A Cardi being irrelevant as well. He can probably 350 easy at PSG.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So. I feel like Arsenal's a little more than just a counterattacking team.
No, they're possessing the ball too. They had a good string of like 40, 50 passes that didn't lead to a goal, but led to a great chance. And I think they're growing more confident in the ball in tight spaces and feeling a sense that they belong. I think early on in the season they didn't have that, and it was kind of like ugly. They were trying to play defensive, but the defense wasn't there, and because the defense wasn't there, they all had no offense. But now I think they're getting more comfortable playing with the ball, and they're knocking it around. They're not afraid. They have a sense of belonging, and they're not just fearful of the top clubs like they were before. I think they're still trying to play their game against top clubs, knowing that it's not quite there yet, but it's getting there.
Yeah, a little Arsenal and Chelsea back and forth here between Brian and Pepper. Okay, so the Turkey one is interesting. Portugal. We were talking before we started with Pepe just picking up COVID. He's picked up a bout of COVID, and Diaz definitely out for Turkey.
I think he's out for both.
City definitely don't want him to play, but we were talking about this too. If he's ready enough, you push it.
Yeah,
you push it for that. You say sorry, City. I'm sorry.
It's the World Cup.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's a decent chance that he doesn't actually extend the injury, but that's a risk you take, and that's a risk that Pep and City are going to have to deal with. And they'd be fools to actually kind of laud it over him. But now we were looking at Jose Font, who's still playing match in, match out at Lille, and then who's the other one?
You said Danilo dropping back. They've done it before, so yes. I don't see.
And he's done for PSG too.
Unless if he is confident in the youngster coming up, then it has to. I don't see it being anyone except for Danilo back there, and then they can still play Carvalho in the middle, and they're not there together where they're useless, right? Because they're the same player. So at least one's the center back and one is center defensive mid, and then you have your attacking players around, like Bernardo and Fernandez.
Pepper, I thought you brought him. I like it though, Brian. Come anytime, it's great. But and Cancelo's out. But Nuno Mendes.
Cancelo's there, but I don't really. They say he's out, but I don't really know. Like maybe Pep is trying to get some. Oh, he's out because we dropped points lately. I don't want him being used. Maybe that news filtering, but he played 82 minutes against Crystal Palace, and I didn't see the game, so unless if there was a knock that brought him out, hopefully there isn't. But
Nuno Mendes is Cancelo's been red hot form for the last 2 years. He was even great on Juve. I always wondered why you guys did that swap,
because we have to look above, as I said. That's different problems.
Right. Okay. I'm sorry. Let's not bring that back in. I get it though. I get it. I kind of poked the bear a little bit, and I could open up a whole can of worms. I'm still going to take Portugal against Turkey 2-1.
I think so too, but it's going to be tight. I think it's 1-0, and it's not going to be a pretty goal. It might even be like a 70th minute one. Dallo. Well, it would be Dallo if Cancelo's out.
Why? What about Guerrero? Can Guerrero swap?
Oh yeah, I guess Guerrero's on the left.
Guerrero,
okay, yeah.
You could probably swap Guerrero. No, Mendes would be on the left though.
On the right. Oh, if Cancelo plays, I think Guerrero still starts. I don't know. Actually,
can Guerrero play off the right though?
Guerrero can't play.
I don't think Mendes can either.
Might have to. I don't know. I just hope it's Italy, Portugal. That's all I.
Yes,
hope
at least.
And then at least I know one of them is going. Imagine if both of them don't go. That would be even worse.
Sorry, Rom. I'm wrong. I'm sorry. I know you're not actually in the chat right now, but I'm just going to apologize to you because you're a boy and you're Turkish.
I don't know, as long as it's Portugal, Italy, I don't mind. I think Italy's the favorite. Actually, without Chiesa and Chiellini, Bonucci.
Well, Chiellini's back. He
played half. He played a half.
He's playing.
I know he's playing,
back.
If he does, hopefully it's good for Portugal because I think he's over the edge now. I think the Euros was his last gas. Like I don't think we're gonna get the Chiellini that we're
that's
used
fair.
to seeing.
That's fair. So who is starting the back there? Serbi?
No, probably Bastoni
and
Bonucci. Actually, I guess. Oh, it won't be. Actually, it won't be Bastoni and Chiellini are two left-footed players. It'd have to be a Serbi, right?
I think so. A little shaky.
I know, but they should walk Macedonia. Then they'll figure it out by the Tuesday or Monday, whatever.
It is Tuesday now. That's midday now. Are we going? Are we doing next Monday? Are we doing Monday night next week?
Yeah,
we'll do Monday night right before. Get a better sense for it.
Yeah,
feel it out then, and we'll save it.
Okay.
Because we either do Monday or Tuesday. I know you're off the Tuesday next week, but
yeah.
Okay. All right, we'll leave it at that. Looking forward, hopefully, to Portugal, Italy, to grace the footballing legends Qatar in 2022.
They should have both won the last game.
I know.
So stupid.
I know. At least one of them.
I know.
They love to pick and choose these draws.
Well, Portugal usually always qualify.
Yes.
In this qualifying round, they usually always do somehow. I think last World Cup was the first time they actually won the group.
Quickly, okay. So this Pepper says, "I wish they'd move on from Bonucci and Chiellini. I know they're good, but come on, it's like the bloody Walking Dead." Maybe, but those two just literally not even 12 months ago led them to a Euros, and a very tough road in those Euros too.
Yeah.
Like they had to beat the tough side of the draw. And then England, but Gareth Southgate. So are they done? I would say if they do qualify, they'll probably be stretched far too thin come come November for the World Cup.
Well, if Italy don't qualify, Chiellini's going to retire.
Absolutely.
At the end of the season.
And so he should.
So he's just.
And I'm not knocking him. I'm saying it's time. It's time.
He wants to be at the World Cup. Obviously, he doesn't have one to his name, but even if he's there, I think he would accept being at maybe only playing a few games,
like a listened to and revered Juan Mata.
Or if you're up 1-0 in the 65th, 70th, you throw him on for hold it out for the last 20 minutes. Yeah. I think he will accept that role. But they luckily for them they won the Euros, so maybe they I'm cheering for Portugal, so hopefully they've lost a bit of fire in their hearts, but Ghana. This is if it was 2013 maybe. That's what it was. It's a weird Serbia. I'm just trying who do they have? It's got to be Bastoni. Should they win? I want to see Ronaldo just once more in the World Cup. Say what you will about him, but he's the best, and I just want to see him one more time. And by no stretch am I a Ronaldo fanboy. You're the Ronaldo fanboy, but I do respect him very, very much. And this will be his last World Cup. So. Yeah, I'll give it to him.
I don't know. I gotta look into their youth team, man, because for me, should they win, you got a healthy Bonucci in November, and then a Serbi and Bastoni, and those are all players that have injury problems too. So I'm curious actually to take just a look at who's in that youth setup and who can maybe get something going in the next 8 months, whatever it is.
What?
Brian A.
Oh, of course.
And on that note, gentlemen, thank you for joining. And we're off to the bar. If Brian, I don't know where you are, if you're in Toronto, and Pepper, I'm going to go have some drinks. So till next week, when we hopefully are covering a preview for Italy and Portugal.
Yeah.
Take care, guys. Bye.
Thanks for joining us.